वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। भुजे सव्यवेणुं शिरसि शिखिपिच्छं कटितटे तुकूलं नेत्रान्ते सहचरकटाक्षं विदधते सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावनवसति लीलापरिचयो जगन्नाथस्वामी नयनपथगामी भवतु मे। वन्दे नन्दव्रजस्त्रीणां पादरेणुम् अभीक्ष्णशः यासां हरिकथोद्गीतं पुनाति भुवनत्रयम्। भक्त्या विहीन अपराधलक्षैक्षिप्ताश्च कामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयी त्वां शरणं प्रपन्नवृन्दे नुमस्ते चरणारविन्दं। भूमोस्वखलितपादानां भूमिरेव अवलम्बनं त्वय्यजातयपराधानां त्वमैव शरणं प्रभु। वागीशा यस्य वदने लक्ष्मीर्यस्या च वक्ष्यसि यस्यास्ति हृदये संवित्तं नृसिंहमहं भजे। श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यप्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। We just started chapter number 8 yesterday. So this is in continuation to the discussion between Yadu and the Avadhuta Brahmana. Avadhuta Brahmana is explaining his 24 Siksha Gurus from whom he has learnt various instructions, even though they have not taught him directly, but seeing their activities and seeing their characteristics, he has learnt certain instructions from these things. So in the previous chapter, chapter number 7, we heard 8 kinds of gurus, and now yesterday we started chapter number 8, which say the first verse that we read yesterday. He says, the living entities, whether in hell or in heaven, they get distress even though one does not ask for them. Whether he is in hell or in heaven, the distress comes automatically even without asking for it, praying for it. In a similar way, the happiness will also come in due course of time. It will automatically come. Nobody has to make any special endeavor for it. So, a person who is intelligent, therefore, does any special effort for getting happiness, because just like distress comes, happiness also comes in due course of time. So we'll continue 11th canto, 8th chapter, verse number 2. Grasam sumrishtam virasam mahantam va yadricham ग्रसेदाज अक्रियः अजगर निश्चेष अवस्था अनायासे स्वादु व अस्वादु प्रचुर व अल्प जे रूप आहार्य लाभ হয় তাহাই ভক্ষণ করিবেন. So here he is giving an example of a python. A python, he is not making any special efforts or endeavors to get lot of food or to get delicious food items. Whatever he gets on the way, whether it is tasty or not so tasty, whether it is small in quantity or whether it is large in quantity, he does not make a special effort, but if it comes on the way, he will accept it. So just like that python, a sadhu, a person who is inclined to spirituality, he also nischesta bhave avasthan, he also stays like a not an over endeavoring person. He just nischesta without any material efforts. So Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary that ajagar arthat ajagara vritti. The python here means the nature of a python. The python actually, he seems to be a lazy creature. Python does not act. You see, a python is always lying. That's why you see anyone sees python, he says always lazy fellow. Anyone needs to be compared with, to be said lazy, then you're like a python. So lazy fellow. So that's called ajagara vritti. It's like the nature of a python, always resting. Akriya means he's not interested in doing anything. So just like the python, he is not interested in doing anything. But here what we have to accept from him is not doing anything for material effort. Not doing anything means just like sleeping, not doing anything. That is not the lesson that he has learnt. He learned not doing anything for material benefit. That is what. So Prabhupada writes, अजगर सर्प जथा लाभे संतुष्ट अतिशय प्रवृत्ति विशिष्ट नाहे. So this python, this particular kind of a reptile, it's a reptile or a serpent, jatha labhe santushta. Whatever he gets, he is atishay pravritti vishishtana, and he is not over endeavoring for anything. Se indriya sukher janno vyast na hoiya shitil hoiya padiya thake. So just like other animals, you see, they are very busy. Like the dogs, cats, the donkeys, they're always busy running here and there. Where is my food? Where can I eat? Where can I get milk? Where can I get, whatever eating objects are, the pigs, all of them are very busy in trying to get food. But if you see a python, he is not so. He is relaxed. He is sitting at one place. If anything comes to him, he will accept. Otherwise, he will not. So he will not make any special effort for his food or any other activities, particularly for food. ভালোমন্দ ভোজন, অতিরিক্ত ভোজন অথবা কায় মনোবাক্যাদি ইন্দ্রিয় সমূহ পরিচালনা করিবার পরিবর্তে যে গম্ভীর ভাব প্রদর্শন করে, তাহা হইতে শিক্ষণীয় বিষয় এই যে কৃষ্ণ সেবা বিমুখ জীব নিজেন্দ্রিয় তৃপ্তির জন্য চঞ্চলতা প্রকাশ করিবেন না বা এর বাধ্য হইবেন না, সেই সকল প্রবৃত্তির প্রতি উদাসীন থাকবেন. So in order to get nice foods, who are driven by the desires of the tongue, they want to eat very nice food. So where they get such nice food? If not in the mud, they will eat outside somewhere, this place, that place, because everywhere same, every day same type. But outside we can get some different tastes for the palate, for the tongue. So many people, for the sake of the tongue and atirikta bhojan, and also when one likes the food, then he eats. Maybe tomorrow I will not get it again, so let me fill my stomach with this. So there are so many people who overeat if he gets some if he gets nice food. So Bhalamanda bhojan, nice eating food, palatable, delicious foods, and eating more. अथवा काय मनोवाक्यादि इंद्रिय समूह परिचालना करिवार प्रवृत्ति, and which actually means over endeavoring for anything. In Upadeshamrita, atyahara prayasascha prajalpa niyamagraha. Atyahara, the first one is ati ahar, more than necessary, eating more than necessary. So the bhojan, the food, we have 5 senses, working senses, and 5 knowledge acquiring senses. All these senses have their own food. It's not only the tongue is asking for food, the eyes are also asking for food. They want to see nice places, beauty. Ears want to listen beautiful music. The nose wants to smell beautiful aroma. Skin wants a very nice touch, soft, smooth, silky. So all the senses, they have their own demands. They are the food for the senses. So the 5 working senses and the 5 knowledge acquiring senses, all the senses, they are constantly demanding, craving, and then a person endeavors to get those. Whatever is minimum requirement, one has to accept. There is no problem. Yukta ahara, yukta vihara. One has to accept whatever that is. There is no, it is not prohibited to eat whatever is required. To eat more than what is required, for eating nice things is what is being condemned here. Eating is not prohibited. You should eat to keep the body. But you should not endeavor to eat nice things or eat वाक्यादि इंद्रिय समूह परिचालन परिवार परिवर्ते. So a person who is a learned or a instead of his time uselessly through his mind, body, speech, etc., what he does, Gambhir Bhav Pradarshan Kore, he is very grave, like a python. He is not endeavoring, he is not running here and there, where can I get food. Even compared to other animals, a dog, he is always busy, isn't it? Some persons say, and we also have observed, that dogs seem so busy that they have no time to do other things. They are always running here and there. It looks like they are extremely busy with some job, isn't it? The dogs, time to spare something for you. Dogs appear like that. So humans are also like that. They have no time for what? For material sense. But the python is not like that. He is lying at one place. If any person comes to the python, he will eat, he will be happy. No person is coming, happy. In both cases, he is happy. Krishna seva vimukha jeev nijendra triptir janno chanchalata prakash koriben na. উদর উপস্থ বেগের বাধ্য হইবেন না, সেই সকল প্রবৃত্তির প্রতি উদাসীন থাকবেন. Those who are inclined to perform devotional service, those who are inclined to serve Sri Krishna, they will not be restless to enjoy sense pleasures. Not only eating, any sense pleasures, they are not restless. Restless meaning at any cost they want to get it. They are not like that. And Udar upastha veger badhya, that they want to eat very nice palatable dishes, feel their sexual urges, busy in all these things. Prati udas, contrary things. They have no interest. They are indifferent. Atyahara prayasa प्रवृत्ति सेवार अनुकूल विषय न है. So Upadeshamrita, we were hearing the sloka where there Rupa Goswami Pad, he has written Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangasya laulyam cha shadbir bhakti vinashyati. Vinashyati means those that destroy what? Bhakti. there are 6 things that destroy devotion. The first one is atyahara. Atyahara means overeating. Overeating is the first, because the tongue, they say that the tongue, belly and the genitals, they are on the same line. So when the tongue is satisfied, then the belly wants more. And the belly is full, then the sexual urges will begin. That is why the atyahar, it begins from the tongue. So tongue needs to be restrained, it's to be controlled. That's why every day we are singing before eating Mahaprasad, Sharira Avidya Jal. This material body is Avidya Jal, is full of Avidya. Avidya means ignorance, science, forgetfulness of Lord. Jadendriya Taekal. And Jadendriya means my senses. There are so many, there are material sense organs. They are constantly pulling me in different directions. Jive Fele Vishaya Sagare. And out of which the Jive Fele Vishaya Sagare, by the urges of the sense organs, Jeev, the living entity, is being, drowned or thrown into Vishaya Sagar, the ocean of material sense enjoyment. The senses, because of their urges, they are drowning the living entity in materialism. And out of these senses, Tara Madhye Jihvati. Among all these things, Jihva means the tongue, is the most dangerous thing. Why? Lobhamaya Sudurmati. It is Lobhamaya. Lobha means full of greed. The tongue is full of greed. He wants to eat this, so many things he wants to eat. Particularly on the festival days, 20 items, 50 items are prepared. We are seeing them. We know that our stomach cannot eat, but we want to eat everything. Let me see this, let me see this, let me eat this, let me eat this. We know that it is full. Okay, I will skip the night dinner, no problem, but I want to eat everything. It is not with a mood to relish prasad. One is to honor prasadam, and the other is to fill the urges of the tongue, to submit to the demands of the tongue. So we are rather submitting ourselves to the demands of the tongue, not relishing or not honoring prasadam. Prasad needs to be honored, because prasad is what? Is a mercy of the Lord. It cannot be enjoyed. People, they say, I enjoyed nice prasad today. It's a wrong conception. Prasad cannot be enjoyed. You can enjoy those things that are menial to you, those principles that are lower to you. Prasad is mercy. It is that is above us. Prasad is spiritual. It's not matter that we can enjoy. It's not subservient to us that we can enjoy. What can we enjoy? We can enjoy that which is lower to us, not those things that are above us. But prasad is mercy. We can honor prasad. We can respect prasad. We should respect prasad. But we cannot enjoy prasad. Today I enjoyed nice prasadam, Prabhu. No. We cannot enjoy prasadam. That is wrong understanding. So, tar madhye jihvati. This jihva, this tongue, is very, very greedy. Lobhamaya sudurmati. And because of that sudurmati, the mind becomes polluted. Because of the enjoying tendency. It begins from the tongue. That enjoying tendency begins from the tongue. That is why the tongue has 2 properties. All the senses, they can only do one activity. One is do blah 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 blah, buck 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 buck, speak nonsense, and the other is eating. The tongue is the only thing that can do 2 activities. Ears can only hear, eyes can only see, this can only feel, touch, but the tongue can. That is why it is in the working sense organ, and also it is also a knowledge acquiring sense organ. So the tongue, that is why he says that it begins from there. If we have to do only one thing, control the tongue. How? Speak about Krishna, eat only Krishna Prasad. That's it. Everything else will fall in place automatically. But if we speak nonsense and eat all rubbish, then in the material, or we do anything, we are, let's say, talking about Krishna but also enjoying. No, both, the tongue should be engaged in both the activities. Lobhamaya sudurma, the mind becomes polluted out of the greediness of the tongue. But Krishna bada dayamay, but Krishna is very, very merciful. Karibare jihva jai, in order to control the tongue, in order to master over the tongue, swaprasad anna dilobai, he has given his own prasad anna, he has given his own merciful remnants. Say anna amrita pav, please accept those remnants. And Radha Krishna Gunaga and sing the glories. With the tongue you can do these two things. You accept prasad and sing the glories of Radha Krishna. And then you will be freed from everything. That is why atyahara. The first thing is overeating. And the second hindrance in Hari Bhajan, or not Hari Bhajan, exactly the other thing that destroys bhakti is prayas. Prayas means over endeavoring. From Ajagar, from this python, we can learn these two. Not overeating and not over endeavoring. If we endeavor overly for anything, endeavor what? For whatever is minimum required. Whatever requirement is there, we need to do those, but not over endeavor. And prajalpa. Third one is prajalpa. Prajalpa means speaking nonsense. Speaking mundane subject matters. That is prajalpa. One should refrain from speaking mundane subject matters. Because as much we talk about them, so much of engagement we will be, so much of attachment we will get to those subject matters. Isn't it? As much we talk about, someone has a desire to go to America, he talks about America only, his desire to go to America will increase. A person is always constantly talking about women, then his attachment will go to the women. So, prajalpa means any subject that is other than Krishna is prajalpa. If one is talking about Krishna always, then the tongue will automatically stop talking about nonsense. We do about others, we speak or good about some other material subjects. But this is not going to help any one of us progress in Krishna Bhakti. Therefore, prajalpa needs to be one should abstain from prajalpa. And niyamagraha. Niyamagraha means not following properly rules and regulations. Whatever rules and regulations the Vaishnavas have given at the time of initiation, that these are the rules and regulations should be followed. Not following them, niyamagraha, means breaking the rules. Or Bhaktivinoda Thakur also says, overly following the rules and regulations is also niyamagraha. In order to, means just to overly follow, this I should not do, this I should not do, this I should not do. That is a negative way of engaging. There is a positive way of engaging. By not following, and by negative is like overly thinking about it, overly conscious, I should not do this, I should not do this. Then you are actually attaching yourself with that. Overly following the rules and regulations. That is also not it. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes there, our objective is not to become perfect in following the rules and regulations. We have to use rules and regulations in order to attain our highest objective, Krishna. Many persons think that if I perfect in following the rules and regulations, I have attained Krishna Bhakti. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, no, it is a foolish conception. We don't want to become, perfect followers of rules and regulations. That is not our goal. Our goal is Supreme Lord. To attain Supreme Lord, we are following rules and regulations, but not to become perfect in them. Our goal is not to become perfect in following the rules and regulations. So, if rule needs to be broken in certain cases for the sake of Krishna Bhakti, it is Krishna Bhakti. There we don't show attachment to rules and regulations. Like Guru Maharaj, he often used to give one example that speaking lie is not dharma. is not religiousness. You should speak truth always. But he gives one example that one person is chasing a woman with a bad intention. He's a robber, he's a thief, and he's chasing a woman with some bad intention. And then suddenly you saw that the woman has passed in front of you. She has gone in this direction, and the thief or the man who has wrong intention comes, and then he searches which side she's gone, and he asks for you, where is that person gone? If you tell that the woman is gone this direction, then it is not dharma. If you say that she is on the other direction, maybe you are breaking the conduct of speaking truth, the principle of speaking truth, but it is not against religion. So, if we overly want to follow rules and regulations, yes, I am being very truthful, this madam has gone this direction, please go and rob her away. It is, in fact, that is overly following rules and regulations. You have not understood the purpose of following the rules and regulations. If you don't understand the purpose of following them, then you are lost. Why are we following rules? Why? To attain Supreme Lord, not to become perfect in them. So, we have to be very smart enough, we have to be intelligent enough to apply the rules and regulations properly. So, here, Niyamagraha means not following at all or trying to follow more than whatever is required. Janasangascha. Guru Maharaj also used to give one example. One person, he was traveling from Hyderabad to Delhi in the hot summer in the train, and that is Ekadashi. So on the Ekadashi he does not eat anything, he does not drink anything. He will do Nirahar Nirambu, without eating or drinking anything. He will observe Ekadashi like this. It has come in a very hot summer, so they are traveling in the sleeper class, not like these days going in ACs and flights. Those days they used to travel in the sleeper class. So while traveling in sleeper class from Hyderabad to Delhi in the hot summer, it's very difficult to manage in the train. So all the devotees, they carried some Ekadashi Prasadam with them, and one brahmachari, Guru Maharaj was also there in the Prachar party, one brahmachari was there, disciple of our Param Gurudev. He was very restless because very hot, no water, no food, anything. So afternoon, after 12 o'clock, all the devotees, they started taking Anukalpa. So everyone invited, Prabhu, please come and take prasad. No, I will do Nirambu, I will not eat anything. Nirjala, I will not eat or drink anything. It's very hot, Please eat something or drink something. It's very difficult to stay. No, it is, I have taken a vow, I will not eat anything. I will not drink anything on Ekadashi. So, all the devotees, they started eating, they ate. But this devotee who has taken a vow not to eat or not to drink, he is becoming very, restless because of the heat. He goes to the bathroom and then he puts water on his head. Sometimes he, wets his towel. He brings the towel and puts it on his stomach and on the body. He is trying to wet his body with the water. Sometimes he fills pot with water from the bathroom. Repeatedly he is going and getting the, in the summers, to dry a towel, it doesn't need any time. 5 minutes it will be dried. So even if he is dipping in the water and, trying to, cool his body, in 5 minutes it is dried. Again he has to go, he is wetting the towel and then he is massaging his. Devotee, sir, why are you doing like this? Eat something. No, Nirjala, I will not drink anything. So, Guru Maharaj says there, Nirjala does not mean that not drinking water and thinking about the body all the day. He is not able to think about Krishna. He is following the rule, okay, very nicely. But he is not able to think about Krishna. We are following that rule, not eating or not drinking. What is the purpose of it? To serve Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. But if that purpose is defeated by following the rule, you are following the rule very nicely, but the purpose is defeated. The purpose for which you are doing is not met. So what is the... So Guru Maharaj used to say that this is not the way of observing Ekadashi, or this is not the way of following any rules. Rules are there to help us serve Supreme Lord, not for us to, get obsessed with them. You understand obsession? So, prajalpa niyamagraha, not following rules and regulations. Janasangascha. Janasanga means material friends. Association with the non-devotees or asadhus. Janasangascha. Laulyamcha. Laulya means greedy. Shadabir bhakti vinashyati. These are the 6 things that will destroy one's devotion. So out of which first one is atyahara and prayasa. These 2 things are being described here. Atyahara, prayas, prabhriti, pravritti, sevar anukula vishay nahe. Atyahara means overeating and prayas means over endeavoring. They are not favorable to Krishna's service. बहिर जगते अजगर सर्प के भोग दर्शने ना देखिया गुरु रूप दर्शन कोरिले परमात्मा भगवत भाव बद्ध जीव के मुक्त कराइया महाभागवत पदे स्थापन करे. So a person who can see this python as guru for this, that he can learn this lesson, that I should not over endeavor for anything. I should not be submissive to the taste of the tongue. I should not submit myself. Whatever, like Ajagar, this python, whatever he gets, if it is large in quantity or less in quantity, he is not bothered. If it is tasty or not tasty, he is not bothered. He got it, he ate it, and then he is again lying, not satisfied, not endeavoring more. Whatever is attained, finished. So, if we can learn this lesson, if we can make the python as our guru and learn this lesson, then he is saying that Mahabhagavata Pade Sthapan Kore, that person can ascend to the platform of Mahabhagavata. He can become Mahabhagavata just by conquering these 2, Atyahara and Prayas, overeating and over endeavoring. Just by this, one can go to the platform of this. One has to learn from Ajagar, from a python. Bhagavat prapanna janaganai अजगरेर नाय सर्वदा निरीहो ओ सेवोन्मुखो बाहिरेर दिके स्वीय भोग चेष्टाय अचंचल. So only those who are inclined towards serving Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, only they are always simple. They are not over endeavoring for anything, or they are always desirous to serve Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, and they are indifferent to any material pleasures, like the python. So this is the lesson that one can learn from python. Shayitahani bhurini niraharo anupakramaha yadi nopanayed graso mahahiriva दिष्टभुक. कोनो समये यदि आहार्य उपस्थित ना হয় ताहा হইলে दैवकेई इहार निमित्त जानिया धैर्य सहकारे अजगरेर नाय निश्चेष्ट হইয়া अनाहारेई दीर्घकाल अवस्थान करिबेन. So he is telling here, Avadhuta Brahmana is telling to Yadu that you see, at some times, by the desire of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, you may not get anything to eat. Sometimes it may happen that you will not get anything to eat. Then understand that it is the Lord's desire, it is the Lord's wish, and stay very calm in such situations. Don't lose your patience, don't become impatient when such a thing happens. Just like the serpent, the python, he is lying. He does not become restless. Where can I get food now? Oh, where should I look for? I'm very hungry now. No, he's not restless like that. He's waiting. Okay, maybe this is the Lord's desire that I don't eat today. What is there? So, he's telling in that Anahari Dirghakal Avasthan Koriben. That Ajagar, that python, till the time he does not get food, he is lying like that. Okay, maybe it's the Lord desire. So you stay like that, like a python, because everything, whatever happens, is by the will of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. We are getting food, that is the will of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. We are not getting food, that is also will of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. If we can see everything as the will of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, then that is the actual darshan, that is the actual vision one has to develop. That it is maybe Lord's desire that I fast today, but if you become restless in those circumstances, then particularly when the hunger is attacking, all our patience is seen at that time. We are tested in those situations. How grave can we stay in such situations? If a person is very hungry, and he is not getting anything, if anyone comes and says anything, he is very disturbed, isn't it? It happens with all of us. Already I'm burning with hunger, and on top of it you are speaking, just get away from here. But he says, no, don't become impatient or restless. Just stay like a python. Understand that it is the Supreme Lord's mercy. Can we take like that? Brahmaji is praying in his, Brahmastav. Tatte anukampam. Everything is his mercy. How many of us can see like that? Everything is the mercy of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Can anyone think now that the coronavirus is the mercy of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna?
Nobody understands it.
No, we don't understand it, that it is the mercy of the Lord. He wants to give some lesson to all of us that this world is impermanent. This is not the place for gentlemen to live. There are always problems. There are always troubles. Even if you don't want them, they are behind you. You think that you are safe, but you are not safe. Can anyone, are we learning these lessons? If we are learning these lessons, that is what it is meant for. This place, Dukkhalayam, the Lord already told, this is the place of miseries. In the shop of miseries, you cannot get happiness. Isn't it? Dukkhalayam. Alayam means what? A place, an abode. Dukkher alay. It is a place of unhappiness. Can you get happiness in the place of unhappiness? No, you cannot. You go to a bookstore, it's called Granthalay, Pustakalay, or place of books, and you ask for a medicine. Is it possible to get it? No, in the place of books, you get only books. In the stationery, you cannot get medicines because it is Pustakalay. It is a place of books. Aushadhalay, it's a place of medicines, medical shop. In medical shop, you will not get clothes, will you? No, you will not get clothes there because it is Aushadhalay, it is a place of medicines. In a similar way, this is called Dukkhalay, place of miseries. In place of miseries, what are you supposed to get? Happiness. What you will get?
Dukkhala.
In Dukkhala, you will get only Dukkha. In this place, you will only get miseries. He has already told, but still we want to make our living comfortable in this world. No, you think that you are comfortable. I will not let you do so because I want you to come to me. I want you to serve me. This is your original place. So in this way, tat te anukampa. Everything is the Lord's mercy. Susamikshamano. Guru Maharaj explains this so nicely. Susamikshamano. Ikshamano means to see. Samikshamanu means to see in an absolute, in a holistic perspective. Su-samikshamanu, there are two adjectives added to ikshamanu. Ikshamanu means to see. Su-samikshamanu means su or some. Two adjectives are added. Means one has to see in a holistic perspective, in a beautiful manner, that everything is Supreme Lord's mercy. Everything is Supreme Lord's mercy. Not theoretically, but actually. Whatever arrangement is there is with the Lord's mercy. If you can see that, and Susikshamano Bhunjan Evatma Kritam Vipakam. Whatever happiness or distress I am getting is because of Atma Vipakam. Whatever I have done in the past, I am getting a result of those only. Nobody is a cause of it. Nobody is inducing it. But whatever I have done in the past, I am only getting those. And Hrit Vag Vapubhur Vidadan Namaste. One has to offer respect through mind, through speech, and through heart. Then Jiveta Muktipade Sadaya Bhak. Even though he is living in this world, he is a liberated man. He seems to be living like an ordinary person, but he is a liberated person. Because he is seeing, or rather he says that Daya Bhak means he is rightly eligible for liberation. That person is rightly eligible for liberation, even though he is living in this world. Only that person is eligible. No one else. A person who can see the Lord's grace everywhere. A person who thinks that whatever happiness or distress is coming is due to his own past misdeeds, and continue to offer his words, his mind and his heart in the service of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. He is the rightful candidate for liberation. That one has to learn. He's telling that don't become impatient when you don't get food. Think that it is the Lord's arrangement. Only by some divine providence, the will of the providence, it has happened. So, don't get attached to that and become impatient. Act like a ajagara, like a python. Uja saho balayutam vibradeham akarmakam shayano vita nidrascha नेहेतेन्द्रिय वानपि इंद्रिय मन ओ देह बल युक्त এই দেহকে নিশ্চেষ্ট রূপে ধারণ পূর্বক জীবন যাত্রা নির্বাহের জন্য বৃথা প্রয়াস হইতে বিরত থাকিবেন। ইন্দ্রিয়যুক্ত হইয়াও বাহ্য বিষয় গ্রহণের যত্ন করবেন না, পরন্তু ভগবত চিন্তা প্রবৃত্তি স্বার্থ বিষয়ে সর্বদা মনোযোগ করিবেন। So even though we have our minds are our senses, our mind and our body, all the three have power. They have strength, isn't it? The mind, the eyes are still powerful. Means we can see, we can taste nicely, we can eat. And this is called the strength of the senses. The mind is strong and the body is strong. Even though one has got these powers or the strengths of the mind, of the senses and of the body, nischesta rupe dharan purvak. Just don't engage in false things. Oh, my senses are very active. My health, my body is now capable. It has power. My mind has powerful power. Therefore, let me engage this beautiful time in trying to accumulate wealth. Because now is the time, isn't it? When our health is good, our body is in working condition, then we think that, oh, let me accumulate wealth. Because when I grow old, then I will not be in a position to run here and there. My mind will not be willing to do so much. My senses will also lose power. I will not be able to read nicely. I will not be able to write properly. I will not be able to spend time on the computer. Because as I grow old, my senses will become weak. My mind will become weak. My body will become weak. Therefore, let me engage this beautiful time when I have got all these powers. Let me use them to accumulate wealth, to accumulate sense enjoyment. Saying, no, don't do like that. Why? He's saying, nischesta rupe, don't engage them in all these material sense gratificatory things. Just nischesta means without any activity. Just leave them. Dharan purvak जीवन यात्रा निर्वाहेर जन्नो वृथा प्रयास होते विरत थाकबेन. And don't, by engaging them uselessly in material world, don't waste your time. But on the contrary, Bhagavat Chinta prabhriti swartha vishaya sarvada manoyog kariben. Engage your mind constantly in thinking about the Supreme Lord. Means externally, even though the body has all the strength, everything, the senses have the strength, don't engage them in material things. Don't engage the senses in the material pleasures, or don't endeavor for those. Rather, you engage everything. You give manoyog means you think about, or you what do you call? Manoyog means dedicated about the service of the Supreme Lord. So the python, very strong, is very stout, isn't it? Python is very stout, very strong, but still he will not use his power, isn't it? Python is just lying. The python falls on you, you will die. That is the strength of the python. You don't have to eat. It just falls on you, you will die because of the weight of the python itself. But still, he is lying without endeavoring for anything. In a similar way, don't work for material sense pleasures. Rather, you think about, dedicate yourself for the service of the Lord. So here one has to understand that nischesta means not performing any action. One should not think that, oh, I will not perform any action. Here it is being said that don't perform any action for material benefit, but perform action for spiritual benefit. That is important. Because people think, oh, don't do anything, very nice, isn't it? But don't do anything for matter. You should endeavor for the spirit. Don't do anything is not, it is akarma. It is actually completely nonsense. Nobody can do akarma actually. And nobody is supposed to do that also, not performing an action. You should perform action for Krishna. So Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur writes, Nidra tyag purvak bhagavat chintanadite sarvada sajai thakibe. So give up your sleep. What kind of sleep? Sleep here means ignorance. Give up your ignorance and always think about Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Here the python is always lying, isn't it? You have seen python? No, nobody has seen python, because if somebody has seen python really, then he would not have survived. You have seen from a distant place.
Yeah.
So python is always lying lazy. If someone goes to him, he will eat. But he will not, oh, there is my prey, I shall go. No. He's always lying lazy like that. So, Nidra Tyag Purvak, not like python, like lazy. You should be lazy for material endeavor, but you should be very alert for spiritual endeavor. So, you have to take positive lesson, right? Not the negative lesson. You have to take the lesson in a positive manner. So, you give up your ignorance and Bhagavat Chintanadi Sarvada Sajai Thakben. Always be eager and ready to serve the Lord. Jehetu Deha Jatra Nirvaher Janno Samay Vritha Na Jai. So that the time is not wasted to take care of the body. That is the lesson one has to learn from the cobra. Don't waste time for taking care of the body. Whatever has to come will automatically come. Yesterday we heard the words, right? Just like the distress comes, happiness automatically comes. So don't endeavor for happiness. Just like distress, don't endeavor for it. So that is the lesson he is teaching to all of us, the python. And Avadhuta